your 19 First Alert forecast.
And good afternoon, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, coming to you from our digital desk. I want to show you a live picture down in Summit County. This is what they've been dealing with all day. A major, not one, but two crashes on 176. This is in the area sort of between Talmadge and Mogador. You can see they've got it closed down to just one lane as they're trying to get rid of this. Let's show you the first video. This is a semi that you can see jackknifed. It went through the guardrail. You can see the debris on the highway. You can see the cab of the truck on the very right side is kind of wrapped around towards the back of the trailer. As we were watching this and waiting for first responders to show up, take a look at what happens. Here is the second video. This is a semi that now loses control. It does make contact with that tanker truck. Now watch the tanker truck try to stop as it starts to slide sideways. Fortunately, he's able to get under control. And then we finally see a fire truck show up to that scene. A very dangerous situation, to say the least. And that's what they have been trying to clean up for the rest of the afternoon. We're going to welcome in 19 First Alert meteorologist Andy Chilian. Andy, we had some snow that went through kind of the entire area 11 to noon to 1, and it really made for some bad conditions and a lot of accidents out there.
Yeah, and we've been seeing those reported in several locations today. So today we have the first alert not just for the cold, but for the snow as well. Now we're just seeing a few flurries in many areas right now. The cold temperatures are lingering. We've been talking about those wind chills. They were as low as 15 to 20 below this morning. We're still below zero in many spots because of how windy it is today. That wind leading to issues like blowing and drifting snow. Maybe a little bit harder for crews to clear the road today because some of that clearing has just blown back onto the road, and you may not be able to see maybe some of those icy patches, although black ice you usually can't see in the first place, and chances are that's what's been leading to some of those crashes, especially on in the Summit County area. So right now we've got first alert Doppler, and we don't see a lot of snow, but there is still some out there, as you can see, mainly hanging over the lake right now. I'll turn on the other radar to show you a little bit more. Moving on shore to parts of Lake County, southern Cuyahoga, those usual snowbelt zones. But notice what's happening back towards Detroit and far northwest Ohio towards Toledo. That's our next batch of snow that's going to be due in here within the next couple of hours. And not the best timing for the evening commute. So we encourage everybody and stress them to watch out if you're traveling at all this evening. Another burst of snow is going to be likely and could lead to some similar conditions on the roads that we saw earlier this morning. So that could be leading to some more issues, especially as everybody's going to be out on the roads this evening. Timing it out with our first alert future view, you can see that band moving through between 3, 4 o'clock, moving on shore. That will be moving to the south, and then we have the chance for a little bit of lake effect behind it. I do remind you that even though the lake is 94% covered, that's still not enough to turn off the lake effect completely. It may not be to the coverage and intensity as what we've seen when the lake was 100%, not ice covered or 0% covered, but just something to keep in mind. Tomorrow, a few flurries or light snow showers possible in the lake effect, but not a lot of snow tomorrow, just very cold. Once again, we're going to be starting with wind chills that are well below zero, and afternoon temperatures may struggle to get much above 10 degrees or so. Same idea on Thursday. We really don't break out of this Arctic spell as our minimum wind chill forecast shows some more dangerous cold levels. Tomorrow morning, I've already seen, I think we got a report that Stark County has closed schools, or at least Canton City, I should say. And Thursday, Friday morning, we'll have to see what schools do. By the weekend, there's at least improvement out of that cold weather advisory zone, but still going to see those wind chills below zero. So this is a prolonged Arctic blast. 1 or 2 days may be okay, but I think it's when we have this cumulative effect, Stan, where we could start seeing issues, infrastructure, maybe some pipes bursting, some water mains breaking when you get this type of prolonged cold out there.
Yeah, kids haven't been to school in it feels like about 2 weeks, so I'm sure parents are getting a little upset at that. But we're going to take a quick break and then take a look at the 7-day forecast. And boy, I keep crossing my fingers that when we look at the 7-day, we see something that's above 20 degrees. So let's keep our fingers crossed just a little bit more. We'll be right back. And welcome back. You're looking live at the mess that is Summit County on I-76. This is sort of between Talmadge and Mogador. We've had not one but two semis that went off the road in the exact same area about 20 minutes apart, and it has been a disaster all day trying to get that cleaned up. The semis are actually, ODOT has the camera turned around as crews are trying to get them out of that area. We're going to welcome back in 19 First Alert meteorologist Andy Chilian. Andy, I said I had my fingers crossed for anything above 20 degrees. Folks, I had not seen the 7-day forecast yet, and it looks like I'm right. Not hoping for much here.
Your wish, Dan. We'll try to anyway on Monday and Tuesday. Second day of February, of course, Monday, third day on Tuesday. But until then, we highlight what's in the near term here. And I get a little bit concerned when we've had alerts now for a week because I think a lot of us are going to become desensitized to it. All right, it's another alert. I've been able to deal with it. But we're just stressing, especially the next few mornings, those dangerous chills. Air temperatures will be single digits, if not below zero Friday morning, but wind chills, as I showed you, will be some 15 to 20 degrees below zero or in that ballpark, and that is the type of wind chill territory that can be leading to frostbite in just a few minutes if you're not properly dressed, and that's why schools have been canceling. So we have the chance for some flurries tomorrow. We've got the cold temperatures. Something else I want to show you on this 7-day. You see how dry it is? I mean, other than tomorrow's flurries, I don't have a chance for snow in there. It's almost going to be too cold to snow. I know that sounds weird, but if we can get close to 100% coverage on the lake, especially if we can do it, it'd be rare though. The last time that happened was 30 years ago, and we don't have any systems our way, we really aren't going to get much snow. And the fact of the matter is, the way the jet stream is oriented, the cold air is locked right in. It's really deflecting any major systems away from us. There may be an East Coast storm this weekend that would not impact us because the cold air is deflecting that out of our region. So it's a little bit unusual to talk about, I feel like, a dry pattern like this in the winter, but it's almost too cold, as I was saying. Now, once we break out of the real deep chill next week, 20s, which I know isn't great, but it may feel not that bad compared to what we're going through, we may see some systems try to get back into our area. But eventually, we're going to break out of the dangerous cold. It's going to be this weekend and next week not feeling as bad. I won't talk about what's on the horizon, Dan, because there's signs that we may get into another Arctic blast late next week, but still a little uncertainty there. I think right now the 20s may have never felt so good once we get to Monday and Tuesday.
Brings up an interesting question. Would you rather have it be too cold to snow or have it be 30 degrees and lots of snow?
Exactly.
That's going to be situational. 19 First Alert meteorologist Andy Chilian, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll see you at 3 o'clock.
All right, thanks, Dan.
All right, take care. We did just want to take a look at your weather picture. Again, we have these First Alert weather days for a reason. It's not just to repeat it. It's not just to have a catchphrase. It's because there is something on the horizon that's going to impact your life. And we're already starting to see school cancellations for tomorrow because of the Arctic blast. Not because of any snow, but just the dangerous wind chill. Think about kids that don't ride the bus, kids that don't have a ride to school. You can't have a kid walking a mile to school when it's 20 below zero wind chill. That's why we're seeing these cancellations. You're going to want to make sure you tune in at 3 o'clock. We've had a lot of breaking news today, a lot of crashes, Lake County, Summit County, as that burst of snow came through about mid-morning, right before noon. And we'll have live reports on that coming up in just about a half an hour on Channel 19. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News. Have a good afternoon.